Hi, welcome back. So today we're going to continue with Transformers that I've done for the last few videos. Before we get started, I would love to hear from you. Please drop me a line. Let me know what you think. Hit like, hit subscribe. Let me know what you think about the content. What I can do to improve it. Things I've done wrong, things I do well, things you'd like to see, things you're tired of seeing. So today we're doing another one of my favorite Transformers, Skywarp. And Skywarp has had several iterations through the years, and there's a little bit of debate as to Skywarp's ultimate fate. In the Transformers movie in '86, what was that? Unicron took a bunch of the deactivated Decepticons, and transformed them. Megatron became Galvatron. I believe that Skywarp became Cyclonus. I based this basically on the time that he disappeared and the color scheme. Thundercracker and I believe it was Bombshell disappeared about the same time as well. And Thundercracker is certainly more the color of Scourge and his sweeps. I don't remember if it was more than just Bombshell that disappeared, i.e. Kickback and Shrapnel as well, which may have actually made more sweeps. But I believe that Skywarp became Cyclonus. And if you can point me to canon of what actually it is, I'd love to see it. But I'm probably going to continue on believing that Skywarp became Cyclonus. So we're going to start, and I didn't bring all the weapons. I'm not a real big fan of having the missiles hanging out because they tend to randomly launch sometimes, and well, honestly, I hate trying to hunt them down. So we have the G1 Skywarp. We have the Titans Return, the Voyager class. I do have the Legends class one. I just didn't bring it out. I have the Masterpiece, but they're short to transform, so I'm probably not going to do any Masterpiece releases. I only have 4 or 5. I have one of the War for Cybertron ones with the weird cannon hands. I just honestly think it looks not right. I'm not a big fan of the Cybertron alternate modes. I don't have the Earthrise Skywarp that transforms into that weird little triangle plane thing. I do have the Earthrise Skywarp that came with Thundercracker. I think it's a great mold. I have the kind of, I think it was the Reveal the Shield series. He came in a T-Pack with Ultra Magnus, but honestly, Skywarp was the only one I was interested in, so it was the only one I got. I found him on eBay by himself. Up until the Earthrise one, that was my favorite. It's just, I like the way it looks. And then I have the Universe Cyclonus, and the Cyclonus that came with Rodimus, and they're just sitting there upside down. I also have their mini-cons because they're based off the Target Master molds. So we're going to get started with the G1 one. So the G1 one is built off a Diaclone mold, and it is the same one that they used for Starscream and Thundercracker, and then again for the body for Ramjet and Thrust. I believe the wings for both of them are different, although Ramjet's might be the same. But these are the Seekers or the Cone Heads because they have cone heads. As far as the look between comic and cartoon, meh, it's not great, but it's not a bad little figure. I like him. Skywarp's neat. I like the black and purple and silver color scheme. I like the fact that he can actually teleport. And according to his bio card, he's kind of an annoying thing. He likes to teleport up behind his friends and his, well, friends being relative for a Decepticon, but his teammates and the Autobots, and just screw with them. So you know, I like Skywarp a lot aside from just the colors. But the transformation's kind of simple. You fold up the feet, you can pull the wings out. I leave the cannons attached because I usually leave the wings attached as well. Then you pull the fists off. You fold the cone up, pull it back, push it through the chest, and then fold it all the way up. You leave it kind of down a little bit so that when you fold the arms down and put them into the torso, that little peg lines up for the head. And then you can just snap you fold the wing pivots down, and then he just sits there. I did not bring his front wheel either. His front wheel is one of these easily lost pieces, but the front wheel pegs in right here on his neck joint. But it's not a bad version of an F-15 or F-14. The missile launchers didn't really do a whole lot for me. And then the cockpit opens, and inside the cockpit, because I like crossovers, I actually have a Micro Machines Boba Fett. This came with the Action Fleet Micro Machines Slave 1. They came with Boba Fett, and then there was a Han Solo and Carbonite. You could open it up, pull Han Solo out. It's still sitting in my Slave 1, but he upgraded when he came to Earth, and he is now flying around in the Skywarp. The next one I have is the Titans Return Voyager class. The crown actually came from Starscream, but I do not like Starscream, so I took his crown and gave it to Skywarp, who I like much better. I do not have the weapons for him, and it's been a while since I've transformed him, so you're going to get to watch me fiddle with it and try and refigure it out again. The weapons, his weapons don't even really exist anymore. My wife got this little dog one time. It was this little annoying animal that, God, it was just a psychotic little mess. It was a rescue, but the thing was just unbearable, and she ended up having to get rid of it because it was going to fight our youngest son. And, well, quite honestly, I had to explain to her it wasn't going to survive after that because, well, I just can't have an animal that fights my kids. You can't live in my house if you can't get along with everybody who already lives there. It's one of the basic rules about living at my house. So she ended up getting rid of him, but he had chewed up all the, he got into our room one day, and I had a bunch of my Transformers sitting on a toad. I was kind of messing with them and trying to figure something out that I was doing, and chewed up all the missiles and guns for Skywarp, and I've just never quite gotten around to replacing them. Oh, almost got it. There we go. Okay, so you have to get the legs all the way out and then fold the knees in. But not a bad. I don't think it's exactly an F-15 anymore. It's more like a spacey F-15. And this has built-in landing gear. cockpit doesn't open, so you can't add people. But there's a little tab here for the front landing gear, and then the back landing gear already down. So that's Skywarp. The next one is the reveal the shield, and I thought this was such a great mold. This looks just so great. You pull the rocket launchers off, you flip the feet down, pull the wings back, pull the legs down, separate the legs, fold the wings most of the way up, and then the chest separates. There it is. The head pivots, folds down, and then the head pops back. While you have the chest open, you're supposed to rotate the arms out, and then put the chest back together. On the arms, you flip the hands out at the sides. And again, he came with spring-loaded missiles that are sitting in a box somewhere because I don't really use them. Now, after you have the fins folded back, you just kind of pull it out a little bit to clear that tab on the inside and then rotate it down. But I didn't quite do that right. So when you have the arms and they're sitting flush or at a 90-degree angle, I guess is the way I need to phrase it, the chest actually locks it so the arms don't flop all around. See, this one I got, well, I guess not. Maybe they do. I was thinking of a different one, I guess. And then you can pin or peg the missile launchers onto the arms again. And with the missiles in, it does kind of look like the arm cannons from the cartoon. I really do like this. This is one of my favorite versions of Skywarp. A little short, but one of my favorite versions nonetheless. I don't have the Ultra Magnus that came with him. Ultra Magnus was never my favorite character, and I don't like that mold. It's the rounded gab, the animated series kind of mold. The last one is the Earthrise Target 2-pack, Skywarp and Thundercracker. So this makes a really great one as well. It's a nice update to the Reveal the Shield one. It takes a little bit to figure the transformation out, mostly due to the hands, because the hands have this weird transformation. But you pull this little section of arm up, and then it folds back. Takes me a little bit to do it. This peg is the thing that causes me the most problem. It folds back, and this stays down, so it actually just covers up this black section here. And then again, this you open it up, you fold it kind of down, and that pin's always in the way. I'm going to have to remember where that pin came out. Let's see. So this one, the pin, okay. So the pin plugs into the little hole down in the bottom of the wrist. I knew it was one, I just didn't remember where. So when you fold the hand up, there's a little hole there. That is where that pin sits when you're trying to put it into plane mode. But after you have the wrists and hands up, You flip the nose out of the chest, and then rotate the arms in. It sits like that with the fists kind of at an angle and pushed together, and then you just push the body closed. Now, while you've got this, you can rotate the head around. You have to have, yeah, okay, I guess it has to be open. It's been a little while since I've transformed this one as well. And then they pop closed. You just pull the head up, snap it in place. Now you open the fronts of the legs so that you can do basically the same little S movement with the legs to shorten them so that it goes into plane mode. You do have to fold the little waist piece up to get everything to kind of lock into place the way it should, and then fold it back down when you're done. You can pin the legs together with the two tabs in the bottom, and then the backs and fronts of the feet fold down. You rotate the tail fins up, and there is a little groove for them to lock into. Rotate the back tail fins down, and the wings up. Again, there are a lot of little tabs. These are much better designed than the G1 ones. If something pops loose, not that you should force it, but if something pops loose, the odds are good that there's a way to just pop it back into place. But he makes it really neat. F-15 again. The same thing, his landing gears in his nose. It does take me a minute to remember how to pull it down because it's, for one reason or another, it's shaped weird. I don't remember how to do it. I thought it was in the nose. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank as to the landing gear. I don't use the landing gear a lot. He spends a lot of time in robot mode. In fact, the way you saw them when I brought them out is basically how I display them on my shelf. Man, I cannot remember how to get the landing gear. Oh, and then you just pop the guns on the underside. I cannot remember how to get the landing gear. I thought it had landing gear. I could be wrong. Maybe it doesn't have landing gear. Maybe I'm misremembering. I mean, it's 3 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. Thought I'd do a video, so I just threw some clothes on and broke out the camera and the light. But I really like the Earthrise Skywarp. It is my favorite one now. Before that, again, it was the Reveal the Shield. So, the 2-pack Hot Rod Cyclonus Reveal the Shield set is a lighter purple than the Universe Cyclonus, but they are an identical mold. The Target Masters are not. The Target Masters for the 30th anniversary one are actually better built. So, actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I think this might be Ricochet from Nightstick. Because this has the Generation 1 build. The arms don't move, it's one hinge. I think I grabbed the wrong one. So, Cyclonus has his little mini-con, and the elbows are hinged, the shoulders are hinged, and the legs are hinged. And you just flip the feet up, and then rotate the feet around, and that's basically it. It is now in cannon mode. And in play mode, you just plug it onto the top, because it's built on the Target Master idea. Again, they have a lot of tabs, so if you're having a problem trying to transform it, looking through and where the tabs fit would probably help you do it. But you fold the landing gear up, and it has these two back landing gear. Then you split the legs in half, pull them down. The wings will kind of separate from the legs when you do that, but you pull them down, both halves down, with that snaking motion from like the Earthrise one, and then push the legs back together. Then you fold the fronts and the backs of the feet out. The back is basically for balance. You don't see it; they look kind of goofy, but it does allow a better balance. Then you're going to rotate the arms up and just kind of let them hang out there for a little bit. As you fold the chest down, push the nose cone in, the rest of the nose in, and bring it back, turn the head around. Now you have these two tabs here that plug into the silver parts of the wings. Rotate the arms down. You can fold the wings back or not. I like to leave them out, and then you just pull the arms down and flip the fists out. And you have a pretty neat little Cyclonus. You can also kind of fold the wings back and hinge them so they sort of go out, but not quite. And a lot of these have a light piping feature. Cyclonus has it. The Earthrise one doesn't, which is a bit of a disappointment. You can tell by looking at them. Well, generally you can. You can't see the back of his head well enough. I don't think the Titan's Return one does. I know the Generation 1 one doesn't. I don't think the Earthrise one does. I know the Reveal the Shield doesn't, because there's no pipe. Light piping is an odd little thing. There's a hole in the back of his hollow head, and the light shines through it, and it allows it to glow red. But this is Cyclonus. Cyclonus with his gun. I don't remember the gun's name. He was never really an important character, and honestly, until I figured out Cyclonus was Skywarp, I didn't really care for Cyclonus either. But so the universe is a darker color, as I mentioned. This one is based more off the comic color, so he's much more of a gray purple and purple. But that's Skywarp and Cyclonus. So let me know what you thought. I apologize I don't transform them better. I don't necessarily transform all my Transformers regularly. I know it weakens the joints. They get floppy. But they're Transformers. They're supposed to get transformed, and I probably should put a bit more effort into being able to remember some of them. Anyhow, thank you for joining me. Let me know what you thought. You have a good day. Bye.